Zippity doodah, rhyme something with bra.
We just watched us bang Lena. Welcome to the watching show.
We did?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that later. It's like, wait, was that what happened? Because there was a black screen, and I guess it happened.
Yeah.
But I was okay. All right. Now
They
we
banged. We've got the
Oh, I remember
censored
you
version.
ended it with "we boned." Now I'm remembering.
Yeah.
All right, here we bone. Go.
Are you ready to watch her become a crazy girl now that she's boned you?
Oh.
Even more crazy than she is already.
I have no idea where
She's
this is
just
going.
the worst. But here we go. You got out of bed.
Welcome to the watching show. I got out of the bed and put on my trousers and had a stroll around the room. What was that? Just an animal instinct, or maybe I was something. It was something more. No, it's all wrong. Completely wrong. I'm stuck in this camp. I've lost my chance to get out of here. And most of all, I'm with a girl who probably has a split personality and manic depressive disorder. Yeah, that I just put on the nose for you.
Thank you.
I looked at this sleeping Lena.
She was awake. Split personality. That's how bipolar works.
Yeah. She's
I looked
sleeping
at
with
the
one eye. Like, she's sleeping with one eye wide open.
Yeah, but the
It's
other one
half
like
the-
shut completely.
Yeah.
Half her mouth is snoring, the other
Yeah.
half is closed.
One half is drooling with the one closed. All right.
Yeah.
Anyhow, she's marvelous. With this half anyway. Everything that happened between us, literally only a couple hours ago, flashed before my eyes, and I felt shivers up my spine. Nah, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I could have been. Ooh. I pushed A, and this popped up. I'm looking to see if this is important. I don't think it is. Interesting. Well, no, just let me resume, please. Okay, I can't.
This is the video game now.
All right. Fantastic. We got scary for a second. I would have done exactly the same thing. I smiled wildly and sat down next to her on the bed. I have absolutely no desire to wake Lena up. It was an unspeakable pleasure just watching how she sleeps. People say that the sleep reveals the true face of a person. I heard a legend that some ancient civilizations had a custom before getting married, a woman watches her fiancé sleep for 3 nights, and then she decide whether to marry him or not. But bearing in mind, I could definitely consider. Could this really be the girl that knocked Elisa out yesterday? Well, whatever. Maybe everything has already happened. I've already seen Lena like that. The humility for the first few days, the hysterics back there on the island, the rage at the square yesterday, her pastor today. How could one single human cope with so many possible traits? Might be the. You're right with this, right?
What?
You want me to slow down? Might it be the case?
I don't want you to slow down that much.
I didn't think so. Might it be the case that she really has double, triple, or even quadruple split personality? Yeah, maybe. I don't know how much time I spent just watching Lena sleeping. It might have been a couple of minutes, or it might have been a couple of hours. Finally, she awakened. You want to do her? Or you want to keep doing it?
Oh, you can keep doing it.
It's just most basic. Good morning, which I guess is your Slavia. Now that I think about it, so Lena smiled tenderly. She rose and hugged me. I didn't resist and plopped down onto the bed. You're so wonderful, she whispered in my ear, kissing my neck. You too. But my voice hesitated. Want to do it again? She asked playfully. Hold on. I moved her away gently. No, this is anything but simple. When we just met, you seemed to be one person, then you seemed to be a crazy psycho bitch, and now I don't understand what you really are at all. And yet again, what you did to Alyssa. Again! You should stop mentioning Alyssa.
Yeah, that's not a good play.
Lena covered up with a blanket and turned away. Didn't you like what we did? Want to do it to her too? Now I won't hold you back. Come on, compare us. I'll leave you her address. You can tell me who's better, or we can have a threesome. She sounded like she wasn't talking about me or her, like she was talking about complete strangers. Oh, there you go again, I sighed. They're out, today. You should have realized the last person I would think about now would be Alyssa.
Oh my
And
gosh. This is her
switched
crazy
again.
face. This is obviously crazy face.
It's all crazy. Okay, you're right. I didn't realize how crazy she was. She turned to me, smiled, and hugged me tightly. Hold on. Alyssa. I still have to understand. Why? I can't just simply, and yes, I do care. That's why I really need to know who you are. I am just me. She answered in the same languid. I don't know what that is. Languid voice. My brakes started to break. What? My brakes started to break from all of these emotions, okay? I have to calm down somehow. I jumped to my feet and moved across to sit on the opposite bed. Fine.
Languid. Displaying or having a disinclination or for physical exertion or effort. Slow and relaxed. Hey, languid. That's what I like to be.
So it's like lethargic physically.
Yeah, weak or
Kinda.
faint from illness or fatigue. That's another way to say it.
What a good word.
Yeah, languid.
Languid. I mean, Lena. That was a genuine mistake.
Languid said disappointedly.
Lena said disappointedly and started to get dressed. I'm not asking for much, just a few answers to a few questions. Later, it's time to depart. She interrupted me passively. What? What are you talking? Where are you going? What do you mean where? Back to town, of course. But you told me, well, I might have withheld something. I'm crazy. This is what I suspected. I persuaded Olga Dimitriana that we still had some extremely urgent matters here, and we'll come later. How would we get to town then? By bus, of course. There are no buses here. I grinned. What do you mean no buses? Of course they are. Route 410. I didn't know whether I should believe it or not. This situation seemed to be going out of control, but I wouldn't argue. Okay. I managed cautiously. Come here, get packed. Meet me in the square in 10 minutes. Well, what? I gave up asking and left the cabin. Alrighty then. That's crazy.
So I don't believe this because first of all, he didn't say, yeah, let's do it again. No guy would ever not say, yeah, even if they are crazy.
And
Maybe I would if it was that crazy.
But my character is unredeemably bad. So
Okay.
it's...
That's what I mean. Is like I believe that he would have just taken advantage.
Of course he would. Yeah, absolutely.
So
like
it's
I was
weird that-
shaking my head no, because I just not buying it. Now if he'd said all those things, I don't understand. This is crazy, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Okay, I'll buy that. Frankly speaking, I had almost nothing to pack. I tossed my winter clothing into a bag and headed to the square.
When we got there, it was a circle. Oh, where are we?
Lena was already waiting for me there with a gym bag on her shoulder. You don't seem to carry a lot of baggage. It's just enough baggage. She
I have a
smiled.
lot of metaphysical baggage,
she has a lot
though.
of
Yeah.
emotional baggage. Let me carry it. Please do. Although her bag seemed almost weightless, a bit of chivalry never hurt anyone. We were walking and Lena was constantly telling jokes, anecdotes, funny stories, and never stopped laughing. Yeah, it's not like her. Now I'd really lost touch with the person next to me. Is she the one I met a week ago or the one I saw for the first time this morning? When we reached the bus stop, I took up my mobile phone and checked the time. Surprisingly, there was still some power left. It was almost 11 p.m. Isn't it a bit late for buses? Oh, what is that? Anna less curiously. Oh, just a toy. Take it. It's a gift. He's talking about his watch.
His phone.
Oh, thank you. She smiled and took the phone. What do you play on it? You'll work it out yourself later. It's not that hard. Anyway, a mobile phone is totally useless here. Are we going to... She's crazy. She's like Luna in Loki, and she's about to go crazy after you
I haven't seen
say
Loki.
Doki, sorry. Doki
Oh,
Literature
Doki.
Club. Yeah, after you
Wait,
say
who in Doki?
the purple-haired girl.
Oh,
Yuri, I think.
Yuri, yeah.
But that's like after you say yes or no to her,
Either way,
that she
she's
goes
gonna-
crazy. That's
Yeah.
what she's making me think of. She's crazy now.
Yeah, it's the same color hair.
That was the thing that drew me the connection. We waited for about half an hour, and Lena just kept talking and talking. Well, I must admit that I found her stories amusing and felt comfortable with her. But what about the bus? So what about? I didn't finish the sentence as I saw a glimmer of headlights in the distance. Ah, here it is! Lena exclaimed enthusiastically. Huh. Seems like a kind of normal bus, but I'm expecting ghost bus or something.
You'll fall asleep and wake up at home, and then I don't know.
It's a different bus, though. It's suspicious. The bus was slowly carrying us away from the Soviet pioneer camp. I just wanted to believe that we'd never go back. The darkness beyond the window prevented us from seeing the road, the woods, or the fields. Actually, it might be the case that they're all long gone, and we're flying through the void toward the unknown. Anyway, I couldn't care less for the surroundings. I just kept listening to Lena. Perhaps she had more words today than she had throughout her past life. You know, I interrupted her at last. I still don't understand. What exactly? She smiled. How come you could be so hesitant, so humble at first, unable to string two words together and then bone? Is it that important? Yes, for me it is. Well, she took a deep breath before answering.
Then we'll do it again.
I have severe depression. I'm going to hang myself the next time you find me.
Yeah,
It sounds like that's where we're going. You see, I've always been the way you saw me the first time we met. I was like that in public. I wasn't able to live as I wanted to since childhood, so I put on a mask.
Wait, right there. She just said since childhood, so maybe she's an adult too. I don't know.
Doubt it, but that'd be interesting. Although, let's not go too deep into that. Lena left and cuddled my arm, pressing her boob against me as we saw in that one picture. Okay, I get it. It's probably very hard for her to discuss it indeed. Anyway, I got a lot even from such a short explanation. But still, can I be sure you won't turn into one again? You won't retreat into your shell? You won't surrender to your anger and your rage? It depends on you.
New face.
Yeah,
new
it is
face.
new face. Next one is like the red eyes. Lena smiled slyly. It was just now that I realized I'm playing a high-stakes
Just
game.
Just now. Oh my gosh.
On the one hand, I spent a week in this obscure world trying to find some answer. I have nothing to my name and nowhere to return to. Damn it! On the other hand, there's this girl.
Why was the damn it there?
I don't know.
Return to damn it.
I almost didn't need to think about whether I had any feelings for Lena. I just wanted to be by her side, look at her, listen to her voice. I liked her as the way she was. I assured myself that this is it. The real Lena is in front of me. And now, when these thoughts came back about my past life, my mysterious appearance in the 80s pioneer camp, it's just not the time for such thoughts. I feel good right now being close to her. I don't want to return anywhere. I don't want any answers. I won't want to think about what's going to happen tomorrow. If it's up to me, then I just want to believe that you'll always be the way you are now. For this is the way I love you.
I only love you
That's
for
a typo.
If it's up to me.
I thought he was making a joke,
Right.
a passive joke about having split personality.
Right,
That's what I
right.
thought that was. Like, that's gonna get you killed. Then I'll keep being this way as long as we're together.
Oh, that's
No,
a good
no,
recipe
no,
for success.
no. She hugged me even tighter.
Then she teleported away.
I always do that. I don't know how long we've been on the road, but Lena's chatter gradually started to quiet down. She put her head on my shoulder, but was still telling me a story about her cat getting into the sleeping medicine, getting dizzy and wreaking havoc. I was trying to figure out if that made sense. I slowly started to doze off myself. But still, why did you hit...
Alyssa.
I was expecting her to be crazy, but I guess not. She looked at me closely with a serious expression on her face. I was hitting that bitch. Yeah. No, she laughed loudly and nuzzled into my shoulder.
That's an appropriate answer. If you just hate her.
At least she's honest now.
Yeah.
And to the point. Like, I appreciate that. I desperately try not to fall asleep. It's unknown what crazy shit she's going to do if I fall asleep. But if the next bus's turn, it might be a new life waiting for me, or it might be the end of this fairy tale, and I'll be buried in the coffin of the peeling walls and ceiling of my old apartment. But it was a losing battle. Morpheus has summoned legions of monsters under the command of fatigue, exhaustion, desolation, and uncertainty. I had no chance to win the battle against these 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and I drifted to sleep. Apartment?
Yeah.
It's
gonna be the- it's gonna be the-
but
Ellipsis or the question mark. Yep. Wake up in the apartment. I hope it's not the same exact ending
me
as
too. I was gonna say,
Slavia.
I hope she's not at the freaking bus stop, and it's not the same. Consciousness slowly returned to me. It's like I'm falling from a cliff so high that clouds are drifting nearby. The ground is coming closer, but I'm not afraid that I'll die. My fall slows down and my body is smoothly immersed in the warm ether. What the balls is this? I opened my eyes. You'll sleep through your whole life like that. Lena looked at me seriously. What? We're there already? Where's there? I looked around. A bench. The square. Ganda. But how? But how?
Oh, is this when you fell asleep the first night with her? What? Did you dream all that?
It seems like that, kind of. I was on the bus going to a district center. Why are you looking at me as if you've seen a ghost? But we boned. Why am I still here? For a second, I felt terrible fear. Will I never get out of this place? We were on the bus together. On the bus? Yesterday. Yesterday? Yes, yesterday. Don't you remember? Then I started thinking, yesterday. I don't remember anything like that. Maybe you just had a bad dream. Considering that all this had happened already seems like a hallucination. This must be a dream within a dream within a dream within. Well, let's take it slowly. I tried to think logically. The session ended yesterday. All pioneers left, but we stayed.
She's going to be like, no, it's day 6
She'd
or
be
something.
like, I don't know you. And then we took a bus and headed to the district center. Lena surely looked perplexed. Are you kidding me? I am not kidding anyone. I never kid. Today is the last day. Okay. Wait, so how much time have I spent here? Lena started to count off of her fingers. Looks like 7 days. Not 8. It's 7. Definitely 7. I gave an exhausted sigh and covered my face with my hands. Well, that's another riddle in the long list of this camp's mysteries. Well, okay. Though I have a feeling that we won't manage to leave today either. Why? 6th sense. You're acting a bit strange today. I suppose I have my reasons. Want to tell me? I gazed at her attentively. I do. Sure, why not? When I had the real chance to break free from this camp, everything failed. So it's day 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Can't tell if they boned in this reality or not. So what do I have to lose now? Now, where do I start? Start from the beginning. Yes, of course. Well, I was born, I studied, married. All right, well, okay, I've got married yet. You still have time. Yes, but, well, in a few words, like, I'm not from this world. From the look she gave me, it was clear she didn't understand me at all. I came here accidentally. Even I don't know how. So what does your world look like? Lena asked seriously. It's virtually the same, but 20 years ahead of your world. Do you already have spaceflight? Well, if it comes to that, you have it as well. However, we haven't made any great achievements in that field yet. Sounds interesting. I wasn't able to tell if Lena was taking me seriously or just pretending to do so. I used to live in a completely different place as well, far away to the north, judging from the landscape, in a big city. I've never been to big cities. Maybe that's for the best. Will you show me your house? It seemed like she was taking the conversation as seriously as I was. Well, I'm not even sure that it exists in this world. Oh, come on, Lena pouted. Well, sure, I will. So how did you get here? One evening I took the bus, Route 410, and woke up here. I don't know anything more than that. The 410 route, that's the one bus that stops just outside the camp. Yes, but the 410 travels to another place and time. Are you planning to return? Lena said, and I noticed a note of unhappiness in her voice. I have no idea how to. And if you knew? You're asking tough questions. What's wrong? Nothing, but you see, I only just recently started to just being here. The first hours in the camp were such a shock for me that I don't know. It's okay, you still have time to think about it. Time to think? It seems that even if Lena believed me, she considered the whole situation just a typical inconvenience and nothing more. Anyway, it's not up to me, possibly, even if I do want to stay. You see, the one who brought me here could take me back as well. I believe that any event in a person's life has a reason. Therefore, you are here for some reason. Maybe. And if you ever had a dream that and if you have returned, you must be needed there? Well, I can't rule out that interpretation.
Hey, time to pack your stuff.
The camp leader's voice sounded from afar. Hear that? I don't have much to pack.
It was too afar.
Yeah, it sounded afar. But I do, so meet you near the bus. Would you like me to help? Thanks, but there's no need. Lena smiled and ran off toward her cabin. I remained sitting on the bench, trying to cope with the shock. My thoughts were still in chaos, one theory replacing another. On one hand, me being unable to get out of this camp isn't all that odd compared to me finding myself here in the first place. But what now? What am I supposed to do? Is there any chance that I can leave the camp if I try again? Anyway, what's the point in being nervous? By now, I know perfectly well that absolutely nothing is up to me. Maybe I just have to sit back and enjoy the ride. I couldn't help smiling, especially now when I have an additional reason not to be here. Be in any hurry to leave, and that reason is Lan. Maybe she's right, and I'm here for some reason. In the end, even if I can narrow down the possible explanations for my situation to a reasonable minimum, there would still be 1,001. And if I keep exhausting myself and analyzing them, I'll just go mad. Maybe it's time to make a choice. Maybe this world is not so bad after all, especially since for the first time in a long time, I have something to live for. It's still a vague something, and I still have it. It exists, and now I have the power to not simply hold it, but to develop it into something bigger. With such thoughts, I stood up and started walking all the way to his cabin in order to pack my humble belongings and leave the Soviet pioneer camp forever. What is happening? Did he... Oh, this is the thing. This is the end, I think. One may think it's strange, and that's exactly how it seemed to me, but eventually we reached the district center. I eventually got tired in the bus and fell asleep. When I woke up, I ran up and down the aisle of the bus, gasping for air, but soon I realized that this long week is over. At last I managed to break free from this camp. All the time I spent there seemed like so much longer than 7 days, and now everything is over. Soon after that, events moved with frightening speed, so no time left for self-analysis or seeking answers. Moreover, from time to time, I completely forgot about the camp. Like anyone who found themselves in a completely strange environment, I was completely lost. I had no papers, not even a simple birth certificate, and no skills to earn a living. Professors such as computer specialists or a call center operator were not in demand. Lena returned to her normal life. She had to graduate from school and get ready to enter university. The pioneer camp was in the south of the USSR, just as I had assumed. Lena lived in a town with a population of about 100,000. It was easy to get there by bus from the district center. There was nothing special about the town. One big factory, rows of 5-story houses, wooden huts on the outskirts, a grocery store that closed at 7 p.m. with a supermarket that truly eaten for shopaholic, with choices including rubber winter shoes, women's sheepskin coats, and men's squash hats.
I will now read off a total catalog of everything that is in this town.
Yep.
Starting from the A's.
I was going to say starting alphabetically. Before I would already be trying to run away from this place. Like this, but now it is my home. Cases of starvation were rare in the 20th century Europe. I managed to find a job. I was employed under a turner's assistant in a factory and was almost given overtime, and it's initially difficult and strange jobs started to be partially, of course, from having ability to buy food, pests, and climb ladder shell shift. My colleagues were amazing, talented, persistent, loyal graduates, spent nights elevator by my process, Lena. I don't remember how I took the time to suggest marriage contract just because it was both factory salary. Thanks to the Soviet education, so much persistence. Which became part-time student at the local university at first test to say that for acting lazy international the professor study the best one country to start to engage also what happened to each other about the blue road could compare to the village commercial speak fact that you understand close down moonlighting private actually go to the red tap
Kopayeka is at Courage. That's a low-cost concrete panel 3 to 5-story build.
Still the flat and juice might invest business for something we will look at expensive podcast and to the interest of the countries home. Maybe such life had gone on with 90s. We called it. And Rebecca's crush. Everyone would be good to my mouth. That was the last time I tried to get on the should be placed to be possible to something about the ball and Russian. Okay, so just point my magic. Brazil when I was just watching football. I you never really spend a just to the tables. And I just like put my shirt to how you not accept the special connection or anything.
How you breathe?
In our prevailing the bad thing sometimes we attempt to do the pastime slowly the most for stomachs I feel for the work for days because games
so much fucking stuff to read. Oh my god, can you imagine if you would
I wanted to sleep Eddie but computer gets distracted with computer days level 1 I just nursed it to 50 years I was about abortion that's why I decided
oh my gosh are you processing any of this?
No, this is tomorrow later I was starting something computer the fish bucket right with the terrified I'm down the internet this and together. In addition, self-care work we celebrate this department had to do some I had to say I left I was stupid how in the first my laptop and I just showed that you know without the fetish whoever's a different place to just sell 3 points recently the idea of such a plot I shall be such a plot I showed the story to my wife.
Dude, they've said that a lot. It's plain that Lena and you got married.
Why didn't they say that? I've been reading all of this. They never mentioned that. She laughed at me and advised me to continue. Who's his wife? Did he say who it is?
Lena.
What?
Yes.
They didn't say that.
Yes, they did.
I didn't say that. I read it out loud. Did you hear me say that?
Yeah.
No.
I read it while you were reading
stuff. I can't read fast and process, so I'm not out loud anyway. I can read and process quickly without.
You want me to take over for you? Okay.
If you
brother time I decided by the public that was in the weekend is working the brothers do a reject all a couple of days including the first the mood and I was kind of together reading the what was one of the interesting the bystander with the second baby now just in the novel and up in the life of the pioneer Kevin Johnson new touch on the thing and getting everything happy to use to go with the will of God and charity that would attempted. Who could tell what would happen if the will get the bosses nobody can't get. Years later, we talked to complete having to know about a master to agreement and I'm looking at the manning into the thick spectacles and a rubbing into my activity again when you deliver the average among me. But again, it was interesting and interesting game. We didn't know back to the yes, I remember those down the red lemon again, the Prince copies and the sort of royalty game of the left frame, the college league, and the mountain, the amount of publishing on the design of the gas and time pass and the dead of the was about the blood of the usual water dog. This method to make them pioneer and giving the list and up mass mix of a ride race and then the be a soul.
Just listening to you, I forgot to breathe.
The music that Mars the database and gears.
Progress? No.
What are you thinking about?
Stop it. Oh, he has eyes! Oh, that's major character development. He developed eyeballs. That's crazy.
And she put her hair down.
She's like 50 years old now. No,
And you got sideburns too.
They look way older, which I know they're supposed to be. But man, this sounds like the ending because it's the menu music. We're so close.
This is the same. Wow.
Yeah, it's the menu music. We're coming around. All right. She put the cup of tea into on the table near the armchair. Firewood was gently crackling. My tongue is so tired from that. Fireplace in a snowstorm was roaring outside. I wrapped myself up in a plaid blanket and looked at Lena. Do you know what time it is? It's day. No, what day? Do you remember what I told you back there in the camp? No. No wonder. I know. During all these years, I never brought up the topic of my mysterious arrival to this world. Do you remember how I told you that I'm not from this world? Lena paused. Well, something like that, yes. So today is the day when, many years ago, I got on the 410 bus and woke up at that pioneer camp. So it's an anniversary? Lena smiled. Yeah, sort of. Is it a sad celebration for you? No, not at all. And I remember almost nothing about that time. Ah! Maybe that's for the best. I added some firewood to the fire and took the mug from the table. Maybe I'll write a novel. You will read it and remember. Do you think that's a good idea? Lena's expression became serious. Indeed, I once promised myself that I would never write about it. Maybe it's not. After all, everything that happened is just for us. That's exactly what I think. I sighed and looked at the fire. You know, life is like a candle. Some people need to be put out. Someone's got a short one, someone's got a long one, and it can burn out at any moment. Then our life is like this fireplace. It'd be a big burning pot, indiscriminate pile of burning. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot.
That we have to clean it, hire someone to clean it once every 6 months or so before the long winter. Fireplace.
Something bad. I looked at her and smiled. I'll sleep for a while longer. Lena kissed me and fixed her gaze on the fire in a dreamy manner. My eyes closed and my whole reality compressed itself down into the crackling of the firewood. I started falling slowly, somewhere far away. No, it was not a dream. More like warm ether, gently enveloping my entire existence. He's gonna wake up in his apartment because he fantasized the 50 years they were together, or whatever, and then he wakes up and he's back to reality.
That'd be pretty
living a dream, baby, living a dream.
interesting. So I'm glad that it has its different ending or whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not the freaking same. Every story has its beginning and its end. Now that's familiar. Is that it? That's it. That's confusing too.
Yeah.
But what'd you say? Bad?
Lena ending.
Oh, I thought you said bad ending. Like, no! Soviet games. Oh, I forgot she even did that because that was the first time we ever saw her. Well, not the first panel, but the first.
She turned into
the first
Pac-Man.
instant.
That's her one weakness is grasshoppers turn her into Pac-Man.
Herbie. I was into that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that bitch, that's what we're doing next time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So hot. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching.
Did it. It ended up better than I thought it was because the worst stuff was in the dream.
Yes.
So
and I thought it was going to be exactly the same. And I was like, please don't. And it wasn't. So
sorry for making fun of Lena a lot and saying she was the worst one. It was fine.
we don't know that she's the worst. We're not even halfway through.
Like all this stuff was dumb, but I kind of understand it.
Whatever.
And this stuff happened. But
Yes.
the banging randomly and the leaving behind didn't happen and stuff. They just left. They put that in the game so that we could see naked Lena if we turned the censorship off. Or whatever.
Oh, missed it. Oh, anyway,
It's good.
you'll just have to imagine the fire.
Man, he did grow eyes though.
yeah,
that's
that
great.
was the craziest thing that happened. Like, what the
Look at
balls?
that. There it is.
What the balls?
He could see.
I can see.
No, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there's the end. Stuck it before it does. And
then whatever.
thanks for joining us. We'll do
Alyssa
Alyssa next time.
Jeez. All right. Bye.